Yeah, so grew up in Sandy, Utah. Awesome parents. And I think had just a pretty normal childhood as far as, being able to just do fun things that kids get to do, right? Like we love Utah. Utah's such a great place. It's a great place to build a family. I'm the oldest of 4 kids in the family. So my youngest is actually, my little sister, Macy. She's a cheerleader at the University of Utah.
Oh, nice.
And then Braxton actually works for the PPA Tour. And then my little sister has a protein company that she's been running with her husband. So yeah, family of 4. Grew up playing sports, lots of sports, basketball in particular.
Pretty good basketball player, right?
I've seen his shot. It's unfortunately he did beat me in horse.
Numerous people have told me that you were like a stud high school basketball player.
I mean, I was the kind of kid. I was the kid that grew to 5'10" in 5th grade, had armpit hair, But no, played with a lot of really good basketball players that are still playing. A lot of my friends are still playing overseas. Played against some guys that are in the NBA now, but I definitely was the catch and shoot, move the ball, play really hard, play defense. I was the kind of kid. If I was on your team, you probably loved me. If you were playing against me, you probably hated me.
Pretty scrappy.
Yeah, definitely
Grinder?
scrappy. A grinder, man. Yeah. Willing to do whatever it takes to get the W.
Yeah.
So grew up doing a lot of that. And like, fortunately, I had a dad who was like very hands-on. My dad was able to spend a lot of time with us as kids, worked for himself. So, he'd pick me up from school at 3:30 every single day, go home, do homework quick. And then it was sports, whether it was football season, baseball season, basketball. We'd have 4 basketball games on Saturday. When I was in 3rd grade, I ended up playing on this like really competitive AAU basketball team, and we started traveling everywhere. So, I mean, I was 8 years old, and my parents were dropping me off at an airport, and I was going to Orlando to play basketball. So I think a lot of that actually really helped me with the PPA Tour because I saw a lot of how events were ran, how events were organized. I very much had been in the sports landscape of tournaments and how things work. And so I think that definitely was helpful. I guess fast forward, played high school sports, had a lot of fun. And then I'm also Mormon or LDS, so I went on a mission, which is really cool. It's like a 2-year service mission where you kind of put your life on pause and you decide to go out and to help people learn about Jesus Christ, go and serve. And I think that aspect in the Mormon church, like it really makes you grow up, right? And so when you decide to do this, you can go anywhere. So like my best friend who I started the PPA Tour with, Connor Ogden, went to Portland, Oregon, right? Yeah. And Bryce, who's our president, went to Argentina. I went to Australia. So I spent 2 years there. And I think those 2 years when you look back.
Connor went to Portland. Bryce went to Argentina. Yeah. You went to Australia?
Yes.
Ogden, you picked the wrong place.
Yeah. You got the short end of the stick,
Sorry, go on.
But yeah, so I spent 2 years there, mostly in Melbourne, a little bit of time in Tasmania. And so like that was like such a great learning experience. You learn a lot about yourself when you're alone, away from family, and you get to decide what you want to make your life every single day you wake up. Like there's nobody to keep you accountable but really yourself. And when I look back at my life, that was such a great learning experience. You really learn who you are, what's important to you in life. You get to see all sorts of other people that are going through their challenges, their ups, their downs. And sometimes like when you're just in your family life, you don't really know anything outside of like what your day-to-day is. And so when you get to go and you get to see other people and what they experience, you see some things that they do and you're like, wow, I like that. I want that in my life. I want to become a little bit more like that person. And then you see some other people's challenges and you say, you know what, I'm grateful for what I have and
traveling
the opportunities I've been given.
Huge perspective shifter. Absolutely.
So that was awesome. I don't know if I would do it again because it's super hard. It's definitely, you have to be very disciplined. But you sure learn a lot. And so did that, came back. I got married really quick. So
how old?
I was 21 years old when I got married. So
that's
wild. I got married to Carly and
for those who don't know, Carly is
the best.
Is amazing. I actually, my wife is just super sweet and lovely, and I actually think they're very similar. And clearly, they put up with a lot and really hold down the fort. So
no, definitely,
Connor's got a good one.
And so got married while I was in the middle of college, right? So I was going to the University of Utah, and Carly was going to BYU. So we ended up getting a place kind of in between. And Carly's super smart, like a little bit of the opposite of me when it comes to like valid Victorian, 4.0
Wow.
GPA.
How'd you meet her?
I met her in high school, and so she was the student body president, and we were always just like friends, right? I actually like introduced her to some of my friends to go on dates, and like we very much were like, I thought Carly was awesome. We were really good friends, but like we were so different. Like I was a little bit more of a troublemaker, like staying out late, hanging out with friends, a little bit rowdy, and Carly was very well put together. Just such a sweet, nice girl. If you guys have met Carly, like the same in high school as she is now.
So question, in the Mormon religion, is it like a given that you're going to get married pretty young?
Yeah, like I always thought that I was going to be like get married a little later. So my dad got married.
Like, what would that be? What would later
my dad
be?
got married when he was 30.
Okay.
But my mom is 9 years younger than my dad.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, it's pretty normal to get married quickly.
Yeah.
But I think in the Mormon culture, like there's a lot of there's a lot of alignment that you have, like where if you're not LDS, you probably have to suss out the relationship a little bit. And what I mean by that is like, you're already kind of past the first few steps. Like, that family is important. That both people probably want to have kids. Like
In LDS being Latter-day Saints?
yes,
Okay.
yeah, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints or Mormon.
Yeah.
Like I think that makes it so you can move a little bit more quickly. But yeah, it's definitely normal to get married anywhere kind of between that 20 to 30 years old.
I mean, then there's a huge population of Mormon pickleball players too.
Yeah.
Right?
I talked to so many people and they're like, I don't know what it is with Mormon people. It's trampolines and pickleball.
Good, clean fun. Jason Aspis has this thing where he taught, whenever he meets someone who's Mormon, he says, "Did you have a trampoline?" And they all say yes. And they say, "What? Good, clean fun." And that's like pickleball.
Yeah.
No, and I think it's such a family because like being Mormon is like so tied to family, like big families, and family is like the most important thing. And the fact like in pickleball that you can play with anybody of any age, like the reason I got into pickleball, and I'm sure we'll talk about it a little bit more here in a minute, is it was something I got to do with my dad. Like growing up, he would rebound for me, right? He would coach my games, like, but we never got to do anything like together. I remember going out and playing tennis a few times when I was really young, and my dad played tennis at BYU. He was a pretty good player, and like that was hard to do because he was so much better than I was. But pickleball, like we could go out and we could compete and we could have a fun time, and it was like this new thing that I was able to enjoy with my dad that it was kind of like new for us. Like it's not something like he wasn't on my rec league basketball team, you know.
Was he better than you being a tennis player at pickleball when you guys started?
definitely.
He's a good player.
No, he's good.
5-0?
Yeah, definitely 5-0.
So he's definitely better than you.